it is. I mean, that piano part, it goes down and then comes back up again. Like it is, I feel it kind of musically represents the trajectory of our show, like, yeah. So welcome everybody, Ian and Jerrod's Humpday Extravaganza. I'm Ian.
I am Jerrod, and that was our straight musical roller coaster.
Woo! Woo! Good stuff. Good royalty-free music. It's hard to find, but boy, did we find a banger. How you doing, bud?
Oh, not great, Ian. Not great.
Tired.
Yeah. So last Friday, I was supposed to go to a show. My mom had gotten me tickets to see it. It was the Colin Mockery hypnotist show.
Yeah, how was it?
I was really looking forward to it. And Friday morning, on my way into work, my car started making a really bad sound. So I just got as far as down the road and it didn't go away. So turned around, worked from home, and did not get to go.
Oh, I am so, I wish you had texted me because I would have had a very different Friday night. It would have been picking you up and we would have gone. I was on the fence. If I didn't have a show that night, I would have tried to have made it to that. I've never seen Colin Mockery live, and I think I'm one of in the improv community. That's a rarity. I think, and most people have seen him at this point.
Yeah, I saw him and Brad Sherwood do a show at Foxwood years ago. Excellent. Just so funny. So funny. Like, if you like it on TV, I always say live comedy is always better than what you see on a screen. And seeing them doing it, like, they are so good. It was like you couldn't breathe. You were laughing so hard. So really bummed that I missed that. Couldn't go grocery shopping all weekend.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Did you get your car fixed? Is it fixed now?
No, it's something I've been working with my mechanic on getting scheduled because it's has to do with the timing chain.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a tensioner in there, and that's a big job, an expensive job. And we were like trying to get it scheduled out. The parts are coming in, and then that happened. So I work from home Monday and Tuesday. Today I brought it to my mechanic for him to start working on it. The parts didn't come in until this afternoon. Yeah. So I went down, saw him, and I've got a terrific mechanic. He's great.
Yeah.
Sully's down in Warwick. I highly recommend him. He's super fair priced and does really great work. Good dude. Like, totally recommend him. But I think a lot of people have discovered the good mechanic with very fair prices down there. So
yeah, it's hard to get pretty busy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm lucky. I have someone local to me down here, and I can usually get in a couple days. Like even when I had my tie rod broke as I was making a turn, and it was on a Sunday, so I was like, they're never going to get to this on Monday, like all the emergencies and stuff like that. And he did. He was. I could have picked it up. It was the last thing on Monday, but ended up picking up on Tuesday morning. But I was lucky. I really thought I'd be without it for a day or two.
Yeah.
So luckily, I wouldn't even thought how productive, 3 years ago, work from home. What's that? I wouldn't even know what to do. And now, it's a nice luxury,
Yeah. Like at my job, I could work from home 4 days a week if I wanted to, but during the whole pandemic and lockdown, our boss, everybody worked from home. We don't want people getting sick, which is a great call on his part. But a year and a half of that, and I just turned into a giant piece of shit when I work from home, because it's like I sit here all day in my pajama pants working from home, and then at the end of the workday, I get up and go to my living room, it's like so hard for me to leave my house after I've been at home working all day because it's the end of the workday, and I'm just like, nah. So I don't do anything, and it's just so bad. So I'm taking showers in the morning.
Yeah,
I'm just a mess.
Yeah, I it's funny. Even though I have a really pretty long commute, I prefer to go into the office. I work with students, so they're kind of the energy. Like, my job would be a lot less fun if it weren't for the students. So I do prefer. But there are days where I look at my calendar, I have nothing on it. I'm like, So I would say like once or twice a month, I choose to work from home, and everybody supported that. So that's very nice. And then this summer, when students aren't around, we just have to have a person in our office, and we rotate out. So during the summer, I'll be doing a lot of work from home, which is kind of nice. And we have Fridays off, which also is pretty nice.
I appreciate the luxury of being able to work from home. I'm certainly not one who, you can't complain about being able to work from home.
No.
So I'm certainly not going to go
when your car dies on the way in, right?
Yeah. But I just happen to prefer at my current job.
Yes.
To work there. Even my last job, working from home, my last job was just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It was, just a laptop, and that was just, I needed more. I needed all my monitors and everything around me right there to really
That's the thing. That's the other thing. I say it's about people, but it's also where my monitors end up. When I'm, they're on my desk at work, coming home, like there are things I will not tackle on my computer without two monitors. Anything where I'm trying to compare two documents, or even like a browser, there are things that I'm like, oh, this isn't going to get this isn't what I'm doing while I'm working from home. I'll find something else to do. I'll return emails.
When the pandemic hit, I upgraded. I went from a laptop with an external monitor to a desktop, 2 big monitors over here, got my ergonomic keyboard going on. Like I am in a good setup to work from home.
Yeah. No, mine are my work monitors that I schlepped home at the beginning of the pandemic. They were there for a year and a half, and then I schlepped them back. So that's when I turned from work from home. Wherever my monitors are is where I want to be working. So I'm too cheap to buy, and I don't have space in the summer for a big monitor setup. I work at a kitchen table, and because it's the beach house, there's no room. And when people come down to utilize the beach and I'm living there, I can't really take all that real estate up. Like I got to be.
You have to tear that down every.
And even if I tear it down, there's nowhere to put. Like there's no closets. There's no, so it's like.
That's just all part of the tough living that comes with having a beach house in the summer.
When I have, I live.
I was trying to think of what the opposite of luxury is. I couldn't think of the word.
It's sacrifice, isn't it? Isn't that?
Yeah,
isn't
there
that
it is. There you go.
Isn't that the word? Yeah. So my life is just full of sacrifice. It's just full of sacrifice. Yeah, counting down Memorial Day weekends when I move into the new house or the beach house. So only a month and a half.
We got to bring our Improv Utopia crew up there in the summer to do a little big.
Yeah. I got people from Happy Valley Improv want to come down in October. I was like, come on down. Come on down.
Cool.
There it is. So I don't know. We both got things to say. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
So that getting work done on your car, it's never cheap, but my car has been paid off. So outside of normal maintenance, which you have to do when you're still making payments on it, repairs in general don't really bother me that much. I had like $800 worth of work done just a few weeks ago, and it didn't really bother me because, $800 in repairs over a year, that's nothing. The car's paid off. This next one, it has to do with the timing chain. So it is going to be a lot more expensive. I've got kind of an initial estimate. I'm putting it around $1,500 for.
How many miles does it have on it?
I think I'm pushing 140,000 now.
Oh, okay. So it
was.
Yeah, and you think it's worth putting this money in and not getting a new car?
Yeah. It's a good car. I want it to last one more year.
Yeah.
And over the course of a year, even $1,500 is a lot less than buying another car. And I don't think the car prices have come all the way down yet and everything, but still $1,500 that I don't, it's like, not like I want to spend that money because there's so many other things I could spend $1,500 on, Ian.
You're right. You are right. Oh, I was trying to get you ready for your I was trying to do tech stuff, but that I didn't need to do it.
All of a sudden I can hear audience members screaming just So I was thinking, like, there's so many other things I could have bought for $1,500.
Sure.
So many other things I could have spent $1,500 on, Ian. And I was thinking, like, we all have our ideas. If you were handed $1,500 right now, what would you spend that money on? But I was thinking, like, what are some of the other things that I could spend it on other than what I'd normally spend $1,500
right.
on? Which would be like, if you had me $1,500, I'd be like, I'm getting lobster on DoorDash. You know, I would just blow it on something like that. But there's so many other things that I could get. So $1,500, I could get anal suppositories. They are $4 for a bucket of 50. That is 18,750 suppositories I could be spending that $1,500 on. I could be shoving so many things up my ass for that $1,500, but I can't now because I've got to spend it on a car repair.
You know, you're absolutely right.
With aloe. Oh, I am missing out on all of that.
Does the inner part of your anus need aloe?
I've never thought to ask. I don't think I could.
That's an interesting, you know, like upsell.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Just like they do like a focus group for Fleet and said, you know, it's great.
If you could have aloe in your ass, would you?
Yeah, but maybe a little aloe. I feel like there needs some moisturizer up in there.
But you know, Ian, this is like a luxury item. Sometimes there's some things that we just need. And you know, I am a spoiled American, so when it comes to I'm doing a terrible job at this setup right now, so just bear with me. You know, I like to have fresh fruits and vegetables in my life, but sometimes I want something a little bit more convenient. And you know what I could be spending this part of that convenience I could be spending that $1,500 on, Ian?
What's that?
Celery powder. Just imagine, I could just take celery powder, put some water in it, mix it around, boom, I've got celery. $20 a bag. $20 a bag for $1,500. I could buy 75 bags of celery powder.
Wow.
Think of all that powdered celery.
Is that different from celery salt?
You're goddamn right it's different than celery salt.
So you're not putting this on your New York systems?
I would, no. No, this is celery powder, Ian.
Powdered
stock,
celery. And it's the whole stock. None of this bits and pieces.
They said, you know what? People like celery, but you know what they don't like about it? The inconvenience of it. So why do we put it in convenient powder form? Now I can snort my celery like good Colombian cocaine.
Yeah, like it.
You know, though, $1,500. Well, we've covered some of the necessities.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I think I did the luxury item setup for the last one too. Sometimes you want to spend the money on something nice. Not just nice for you, but something that other people will find attractive on you, right?
Yeah.
Something that'll look good to people.
Yeah, you got to feel good about yourself, right?
Yeah. You want people to look at you and say, look at that. That is someone with some style. I want to get to know that person better.
That's it.
So $1,500, Tidy Whities, you can buy them for $16.47 for a pack of 9.
Wow.
That's $1,500. I think I did my math wrong here. 91 pairs of Tidy Whities. I think I did my math wrong on that.
I think you did multiply that by 9 and you got your
I think I did.
Yeah, I think you forgot to multiply again. I think you forgot that you were getting a pack of 9.
Oh my God. 91 packs of Tidy Whities. Just I could wear them once and throw them away.
Oh, I'm
but
telling
that's
you.
not how you wear tidy whities, Ian. You
No.
wear them for days.
You wear them until all the elastic wears out. Not only the waist elastic, but the leg elastic.
The two most tidy whities are already so stylish that when you're buying them, you are looking for two things specifically to know you got good ones. One, absorbency. Two, the amount of time you can go before you have to take them off and put on a different pair of tidy whities. Right. Like you want something that'll last a good week and a half there.
Yeah. Yes, you are absolutely. This is decades of underwear supply.
That's right. But there's so many other ways to be stylish other than sexy underwear, Ian.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want something. You can't just go showing everybody the underwear you're wearing, right? So sometimes you need to exude your sex appeal in a way that anybody who sees you can enjoy it. So, I mean, if we just were handed $1,500, I don't think we could stop ourselves from buying some stylish Crocs. And at $30 a pair, that's 50 pairs of Crocs I could be buying with that $1,500, Ian.
Wow. You and every high school and college student on the planet. I mean, that's what you want, right? You want to be like, I'm down with the 18-year-olds.
Oh, wait a second. So I am not in with like the college age crowd at all.
Yeah.
Is this a thing? Like,
oh God, is it a thing?
Really?
It is a thing that I wish was not a thing. And yeah, they are. Yeah, and Bagley's got a good. Originally I thought they were like off-brand Crocs, but where do you find the $30 Crocs?
So Bagley's in the market. Research I did for this, I used LexisNexis and Amazon. And this was, well, my decision-making process wasn't so much like, let's find the funniest price for it. It was, what's the first one that's there that I can grab?
We got it. We're just saying you are a Croc shopper. You're missing out. Like other people are paying big. I will also say these are plain black, probably the least sought after Croc.
I'm glad you didn't say stylish because
I know that Crocs and stylish will not go together. No.
I guess with $1,500, I guess I could buy a lower number of higher quality Crocs.
Yes, but I think your point is valid.
But Ian, sometimes we also want to dine on the finer things in life. With $1,500, we could do some fancy dining. If we had $1,500, maybe we'd be thinking of enjoying some of the fine culinary delight known as jalapeno spam.
Oh man.
$41.21 for a 12-pack. Ian, that is 407 cans of jalapeno spam that you could be buying with that $1,500.
Jerrod, I didn't have plans after the show, but now I'm going down to Shaw's to get me some jalapeno spam.
Just going out, getting a signature loan for $1,500 and
slicing that thing up and making some spamwiches.
I'll tell you, so just so you know, when I was looking for which kind of, like, there's all sorts of different kinds of spam, and I like spicy food and jalapenos, but this to me looked just like the grossest looking spam.
Well, did they I'm trying to look at the picture. Did they make it into like a street taco down there? Is that what's going on?
They did. They cut up the spam, put it in 2 tortillas with what appears to be corn, tomatoes, and black beans.
Yeah. This might be the worst form of appropriation I've ever seen.
That is.
I feel like this is like Mexico should declare war on this bullshit. Like, yes. No, you've taken so much of our culture, but this is where we draw the line.
I definitely feel the need to apologize to all Mexican chefs and cooks, even home cooks, people who enjoy that picture on there of the taco with spam in it is. I mean, let's face it, that's offensive.
And this is the thing, Jerrod. There's a marketing team. They're like, all right, we got this product. They're making jalapeno spam. Some sort of focus group thought this was a good idea. It's our job to now make this as palatable as possible. I need ideas. It's spicy. Oh, tacos. That's it. Done. Get the artwork in here. Like, it's going to sell itself.
Oh. It's like there's people who enjoy street tacos because in a lot of ways, street tacos have become like the higher end kind of street food in America, right?
Right.
Like, and then the jalapeno spam being a part of that's not good.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe spam is made by the Hormel company, and I take grievance, Hormel.
Yeah. This one was like, and there's no good way you could have done. Like they put like sliced up jalapeno spam on pizza.
No. Like, I'm thinking, is it like a really bad version of a Western omelet at this point? Is that what you want to put in it? But I do applaud them, because I think chopped up spam with a lot of other things so you can barely see the spam in the picture was a good decision, rather than just the big block of spam with little pieces of jalapeno in it.
Like, to me, if you're going to eat spam, you should eat it like you would eat ham, right?
Right.
Like, kind of thick, but in ham-like situation.
Yeah, you do it, and I learned this when I lived down south. Fried bologna is a thing down south.
Yeah.
It's the same concept. You get a grill, frying pan, and you fry that sucker up, brown it on both sides, and eat it any way you can choke it down. That's what it is. You just want to choke it down.
I don't hate spam by any stretch. By food standards, I'm a foodie in a lot of ways, but my bar is pretty low. But two things about spam: one, a little bit goes a long way. Like, I think I can eat a lot, but one regular sized can of spam, if I tried to eat that whole thing, no way I could do it.
And two, the whole greasy, oily, congealed mess that comes out.
Delicious.
Like, I think it becomes better with looking when cooking it, but it forces you to see how the sausage is made. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have to cook spam, I don't think you're eating spam. I think you can only eat spam if it's put in front of you, and even then, but I will say this: I think jalapeno spam is an improvement on original spam.
That just seems like a bad idea.
I don't know. I put a little heat on something. I don't know.
Well, the other thing about spam too is it defies the laws of physics. Because let's say you had a can of spam, and then let's say you turned it upside down and wiggle plump that whole thing of spam,
and it makes that suction noise.
So now let's say you pulled all of the salt out of that hunk of spam there. If you tried to pour it back into the can, it would actually overflow.
It wouldn't fit.
It's like the spam is compressing the salt more, and there is actually more salt that can fit into a can of spam in spam.
Well, I put nitroglycerin tablets right into the spam for the impending heart attack that it will cause. So
I don't see how people don't die of dehydration right then and there.
But I really appreciate. We've now spent like 5 minutes on spam. Everybody was engaged in the crock conversation. We got off that as quickly as possible, but we have spent so long on spam and not one comment.
They've all left. They've all left the live stream.
Yeah. In my head, they all had to run out and get jalapeno spam.
So we've gone through a few things here that, stuff we could all use. But $1,500, we're all adults here.
We are.
As adults, we enjoy adult things. Could be a little sexy. With $1,500, you can get some pretty sexy accessories. Like, for example, the elephant underwear.
Oh wow!
I can get 181 pairs of elephant underwear and still have a little money left over for lube.
Hold it. How do those even work?
So your legs go through the two holes there.
Those are holes. So is there ass lock? Is this a thong?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I need to tell you what the elephant trunk, what goes in there?
No. That was pretty clear. I just okay.
So 181 pairs of those, Ian. Let me tell you, it'd be a herd of sexiness.
Yeah.
181 pairs. There would be a stampede of sex appeal coming at you. If I had $1,500 worth of those. And you know what I think really makes the absolute like truly sexiest part of the whole thing is definitely the googly eyes.
Googly eyes.
On the elephant.
Eyes. Yeah.
I don't think anybody could contain themselves. There's the elephant googly eyes looking at them.
Yeah. I'm kind of speechless about this. Like yeah.
Think about that freight of mice. So those are just some of the things we could be spending I could be spending my $1,500 on that I am instead spending on tensioners for my timing chain.
You know something, Jerrod? It makes me feel like you're spending the $1,500 the right way. Kind of makes me feel better about your car troubles. Like I'm like, yeah, if this is what he was going to spend $1,500, I'm glad he doesn't have it available and it's going to the car.
If I had $9,000, I could buy all those things. Just blow my savings on all that.
I'd like to see your Amazon shopping cart as you bring that through.
You know what's really the crappiest part is all the ads I'm going to start getting now.
Oh yeah, you should have done a private browser session. I think.
Yeah. I don't know what they're going to come up with for jalapeno spam and elephant underwear, but it can't be anything good.
It's well, you know, we're both fucked because my phone is right here and you know it listens to this, so I'll be getting very similar ads as well.
I don't even know how to explain to somebody if I start getting ads for elephant underwear. You know what? So Facebook, I don't know if you've noticed on Facebook, it seems like it's been getting a lot more ads the last couple months.
Sure it is.
And then there's the ones that are specific to you.
Yeah.
And the funny ones are always the stupid T-shirts they sell with a ton of writing on the back. Like you've seen one that's like, can't be a forklift operator if you can't handle my strong language. Bullshit like that.
Yeah. Like, who has time to read that shit?
Right. It's like got chapters on it and everything.
Yeah, like could you stand still for 5 minutes so I can read your T-shirt?
Yeah, and sometimes it's like, once it worked out well for me because I got in my ads as a T-shirt for people named Jerrod, spelled specifically the way mine is, which is not a big crowd. So it was funny is all the comments under there were Jerrod's with the name spelled that way. And I met a guy who's a comedy writer out in LA. I'm in a comedy writing group with him now. He's teaches everybody, has made me better at writing jokes and everything in there. That's the only good. Anyways, I say all that to say lately what I've been getting is one about how much I miss my dead wife. And I don't know how I'm getting that.
That's
my
now, if you can ask the ad how it picked you for it. Do you know?
Really?
Yeah, if you go in when you see an ad and you hit on the little dots, there's a choice. Why am I seeing this? And it'll tell you all the algorithm that went into you getting it.
I did not know that. Now
it's a lot of fun.
I'm dying to know.
Yeah, because every once in a while, like I don't think there's anything conservative about my Facebook page. Like it's either neutral or it is liberal. And occasionally I just get a targeted conservative ad, and I'm like, how the hell did I get on that list? And it's just they were poor at their advertisement. Like they're just pulling, men my age in New England or something like that. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I got one. It was like I kept on getting it. It was like for short kings. It was for short guys.
Yep.
5'10". I'm pretty average height.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just a keyword. You posted about something and it misinterpreted it, or like it's crazy.
I am dying to see that ad come up again so I can just see
I don't know if you could do it on your phone. I can definitely do it on my desktop.
Oh, I pretty much only do Facebook on my phone.
Yeah, I do too. But I you might be able to do it on the phone. I haven't done it in a while. The joy. It's always like, oh, they just want random dudes from Providence or whatever, So, good stuff. Good stuff. Well, Jerrod, I have to admit, I prepared something for this week. I live a lot in my head, and I've been inspired by a couple of creative people, especially on podcasts that talk about things they write down during the day and observations. And I've always been one that makes observations, but then if I don't write it down, I never think about them again. So I've started kind of writing things down to just remember, not that they mean anything, but I feel like I should share it with our audience. I think they will appreciate it. So this is a segment, and hopefully a recurring segment called Ian's Island of Introspection. Okay, so this is just random thoughts that I have had in the last few days that I feel like, I want to share. What's that?
Can I throw a quick question out?
Yeah.
What software did you use to create this?
I just did I just did a search. I wanted island themes for Google Slides, and I found it.
I like how you left in the here's where your presentation.
I liked it. I was like, it's a true statement. It's a true statement, So I left it. All right.
Look at me talking shit with my black and white plain presentation.
It's not, yeah, exactly. This is like pales to your genius minimalist slideshow. Mine. This is very busy. All right. So the first thing, I have ants. I have a lot of ants, and I thought it was because I was leaving foodstuffs out. So as soon as I saw the ants, I went into Operation Lockdown. No food out, everything in a cupboard, everything sealed. But I still have ants. They're just wandering around a counter that I haven't even put food on, and I don't understand it. And I am kind of a person that believes live and let live, even when it comes to critters and creepy crawlers and that sort of thing. However, these ants seem to have an audacity that I cannot tolerate. I can't. So I purchased 4 ant traps on Amazon.com. I have never received something from Amazon so quickly. I got it in less than 12 hours from ordering to at my house. So tonight, after this show, or maybe tomorrow morning, because I want to do it in the daylight, maybe a little dark, I am placing ant traps. I've never used ant traps, but these little suckers, their hours are numbered, and apparently they bring it back to the queen and it kills the entire colony. So I am doing ant genocide, and I don't feel great about it. I'm struggling with it, but I feel filthy looking them out, just every morning getting out and seeing them scatter around my countertop.
I think I've read that if you took the weight of every human on the earth and the weight of all the ants on the earth, the ants would outweigh the humans.
I don't doubt it. It is like, I don't know if they're all related, but it is like a family reunion on my countertop, and there's no food source. I don't understand what is so interesting about that counter. I wipe it down daily, and I purposely have stopped using that surface because of the ants, like I'm like, what, like either, and it's a coated surface, so it's not like, is there sweet stuff down below? I don't know. I'm having this. Yes, so I have ants. I'm hoping to report in 2 weeks that I no longer have ants.
I hate ants. I really hate them. Like, they're not like, I'm not like scared. I'm not squeamish about ants. There's something like spiders. I kind of like to see spiders around because they're eating bugs.
Yep.
Ants, they just make me so angry.
Yeah,
I had a car when I was in Okinawa. I had a car. It was a cool little. It was a car you can't get in the States called a Mitsubishi FTO in the early 2000s. Cool little sporty car. And I'll be damned if one day, like, there was a whole ant pile under my car, and they had crawled up. So many of them crawled up into the engine. They had messed up something. I don't know if it was the battery or what. And that was when, with me, it's like, you know what? Ants are assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to sting or bite or whatever, but they're just asshole creatures. They're related to termites going eating also asshole creatures. I don't like
it. This poison doesn't work on termites or fire ants or I'm like, why do they have protection over this poison? Like, look, I don't know. Anyways, I have ants.
I do not like ants. They piss me off.
Yeah.
I don't have good things to say about them.
No.
I wouldn't feel bad about ant genocide.
Well, it's happening. I'm using the nuclear option, and
you know what though? I've heard that before about ant traps. They'll take it back to their little ant. I don't know. It's not an ant hive, whatever it's called.
They're what do they call it?
Village, and it'll kill them all. I've never heard of the poison actually doing that.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. I think the ants are going to win. I'm fully my 4 little ant traps. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see. We're going to try it.
You've got to get if there's some kind of ant COVID you can spread around the counter.
Yeah,
like an ant disease they can bring back.
Well, I don't want to I don't like sprays because then I feel like I'm poisoning myself a little bit in the process. You know, like I don't want to do that. So because they had some sprays and shit, but I'm just gonna let them go into the little ant motel and consume. I'm sure it's a sweet tasting thing that will kill them. So
you should taste it and see.
Well, afterwards, I want a little crunch to them.
Nice.
All right. I am really numb to the political world. I'm a political person, but the era of Trump really numbed me, and I don't get wrapped up. However, the news that Disney is suing DeSantis made my day today. I got energized in a way that I feel like this is like people that are true crime nuts feel whenever there's a murder. Today, when this headline came up, I went right to all the news sites and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I don't know if you know anything about Disney versus DeSantis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was excited. Today was a very busy day today. I really didn't have that. When I get focused, not a lot can bring me out of the focus. This brought me out of my focus. I had to stop everything I was doing, go to the New York Times and read what was going on. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a fun few months because I really think Disney's got. I'm loving, and I will. I don't think there's a lot of surprise here, but I am loving the Tucker Carlson thing. Like I'm not invested in that, but I smiled, that he got fired. I don't care what it means, but anything that happens that's horrible to that individual, I'm happy. And then this Disney thing, and I'm like, oh, I can't. I love it. I love it. I love it. So,
allow me to share my thoughts on.
Okay.
So I do not like Ron DeSantis.
No.
All the culture war bullshit he's doing down there, the laws, LGBTQ in schools, that's such garbage. Right. The whole book banning thing, like I hate that stuff. It gets painted as being, giving the parents a say. That's garbage because it's just easier to politicize parents than it is teachers. It's all garbage and bullshit. And I don't, I will say the move he made to try to punish Disney for being against his policy, that's garbage. That's crap right there. But it's not like Disney's a good guy,
No. In fact, I'm actually kind of shocked because Disney was kind of anti-gay for a very long time in the 80s and 90s. And until there was a tipping point. I think it was when the gay folks just embraced Disney, and I think they saw him as a moneymaker, and now they're taking a stand. Now I don't know, that's a speculation, but there was a time where they were barely tolerant of LGBTQ folks. So I take this with a grain of salt. I don't like big companies, right?
Right.
But in this case, it's great because it's not it's not an endorsement of Disney. I am endorsing Disney's behavior in this instance, right?
Yeah. So the way I look at it, it's like if you were to have a big square with a line right down the middle that was totally medium, not too good, not too bad, right in the middle of it, Disney would fall under that line to me.
Right.
I think that's where a lot of the big companies fall right now, is they're a little bit under the line, because in America, these massive corporations, they provide jobs, but they screw over a lot of people, work together, keep wages low, all of these things like that. Money first. But I think that there's a certain level that these companies have embraced now where they look out, and I think that it is purely, again, for money-making reasons to go out there and say,
absolutely,
we are
every decision that is, there is no altruism. Right. If there's any, it's fifth in line, but it's way under. Can we monetize this? Right. Like I totally believe.
And in this case, it was somebody who fell even way further down the chart who picked a fight with them, and that's why, like, Disney to me does look like.
But I love it, because here is DeSantis trying to make a run for president, and he's going up against Trump, right? So that's just going to be a shit show. And now this is not going away, and he's got to deal with it. And Disney is loved by all walks of life. Like, he didn't go after a liberal company. He went after a beloved company by all the voters out there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, this was such a misstep on his part. And now this is going to follow him into the campaign, and I just love it.
Yeah, he got cocky. He made a huge tactical error right there, because what Disney is rich and can afford a lot of lawyers. And the reality is they're going to keep
the deep pockets. Like, normally you're like, they'll never, the underdog will never survive because they don't have money. And here's somebody that literally has, and they're financially motivated to win, because if it keeps going, they're really looking at kind of really handicapping their ability to expand and do their own thing. So they're all in. This isn't
he's a politician. He's an elected official. Yeah. So they know all they have to do is outlast him. With elected officials, that doesn't take that long to do. Disney, in the long game, they've got more time to do that. This was a tactical error. DeSantis got cocky. Yep. It was a big tactical error, because now he's going to have that L on him as he's trying to go for a presidential run.
Yeah, and
I mean, before even in the best
Trump already made a statement about it. Trump already made a statement about how he's losing to Disney.
So it doesn't matter. Like, it's in the long run, I doubt he would win anyways. But
I don't know. I'm not.
It doesn't have to be the long run. All it has to do is he made this strategic mistake, and Disney knows they can just kind of keep this going on. They haven't even taken it to the courts yet.
No.
They can just let it hang out in the courts the whole time. And now when he's running for president, he's going to have this big L on him, and tactical mistake on his part. This could be what keeps him out of the White House, because in 2 years or in 4 years, maybe the next run in 6 years, the culture wars look completely different. And this will all just be a distant memory. So,
well, and it also gives a voice to the minority in Florida. Finally something in Florida that's happening that isn't god awful ripping the rights out of people, banning books. Like, I just love it.
Yeah,
those
rare. It's easy in this one because DeSantis is so bad, but let's not oversell Disney as some force of good.
No, I'm not. Believe me. I'm not for Disney. Could care less about them winning or whatever. I just like that they have the deep pockets, and it's just going to be a lot of noise and call DeSantis on his bullshit, because there's been a lot of it. So, all right, let's move on. Too much politics. The Louis Capaldi documentary on Netflix is fascinating. Didn't know who Louis Capaldi was, although recognized his music when I heard it. It is fascinating. I can't talk too much about it because there is a buildup and a reveal that is amazing. But I just need everybody to know, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's totally worth the 90 minutes. And boy, that the sound that comes out of that gentleman's mouth when he sings does not match up with the body he resides in. I'm like, wow, that's a soulful voice. But yes, so put it on your list, Jerrod. I'd even recommend it for you.
Even me?
Even you. So, all right. Also, this is I watched a lot of TV this week. So, Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. Have you seen the previews for this, Jerrod?
I don't think I have.
Jake Gyllenhaal. He's it's 2018. The occupation in Afghanistan is coming to an end. He basically he's the master sergeant in the army, and they're trying to find where the IEDs are being manufactured. So they're kind of a special ops, like kind of running on their own, and they have a interpreter with them. One of these folks from Afghanistan that are interpreting, and they've been promised a visa once their job is done, and that sort of thing. So basically, without giving out the whole plot, Jake Gyllenhaal, he saves Jake Gyllenhaal's life and really puts his own in jeopardy. Jake Gyllenhaal, because he gets really injured, gets sent home, and then realizes this guy is on like the Taliban's top 10 list. So he goes back to Afghanistan to get him out. It was really, really well done. With all that said, my point is here, not necessarily a recommendation, although I do recommend it, but everywhere it is publicized, it is called Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. And I find that to be incredibly egotistical and confusing, because I even tried to look up the movie on the internet, and I can't. It doesn't come up until you put Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. Now, I think it's because there's been other movies and IP that has been called The Covenant, but still, if I were in this movie and I put my heart and soul in it, Jake Gyllenhaal, both the lead actors, the Jake Gyllenhaal, and I don't know the gentleman's name that played the interpreter Ahmed, unbelievable acting. It's on their back. So I had a real hard time with this, and I needed to vent. This was kind of my aggravating moment of the week. So
yeah, I never see previews because I just watch streaming services.
Yeah,
like The Covenant, I understand based upon your description where that title would have come from, but it seems like there's so many other things they could have used instead of Guy Ritchie's The Covenant.
Yeah,
like the Bloody Covenant or the Sacred Covenant. Like all they needed was an adjective.
Yeah, and I feel like not a lot of casual movie fans know who Guy Ritchie is. I think the name sounds familiar, but and this movie's so different than his other movies that I almost think he's like, we got to put my name on it, because if you watch the preview, you would never know it's one of my movies. Like it's really, really straightforward and good, but there's none of his flair on it. It's not big fight scenes and all that stuff. So if you don't know who Guy Ritchie is, he did Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, Brad Pitt. He was married to Madonna for about 2 seconds. He's British. His movies have a definite style. This is not that, but it's really, really good. But stop putting your name. And this goes to all directors. It's not the director. It's not your movie. I get you're like the head, but it's a team. And when you put your name on it, you really take it away from the team. You're directed by is enough credit. I'm just going to say it. There it is. That's that's a hill I'm willing to die on. Anyways, I'm moving on.
Like the guy who invented Twinkies didn't call him whatever his name was. Joe Twinkies.
Yeah.
Joe Bob's Twinkies or whatever his name was.
I mean, it's not like we put our name all over the.
Yeah, right.
Although in our defense, it truly is just us. We'll put anybody's name on that wants to help with this or sponsor us, for God forbid.
Guy Ritchie wanted to direct us. Would he call it Guy Ritchie's Ian and Jerrod's Humpday Extravaganza?
I'm fine with it.
I think Guy is kind of a weird name for a dude too.
Like, yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Maybe it's a British thing. I think of the old guy.
It's French. It's French. Guy. but when you take it out of France and put it in England or American English, it is Guy.
You think he has a sister named Gal?
Probably. Godot. Minimum amounts for credit card charges need to be outlawed. I spend so much money on crap I really shouldn't be buying because it's usually a candy bar, and to get me over the hump. And I get it. There's fees associated with credit cards. Outlaw those. Whatever you got to do to stop putting it on the consumer to have to upgrade, because society is trying to get rid of cash anyways, and this is contrary to the way we have been set up. And I needed to stop, because I would argue I'm probably spending a significant amount on extra crap that I don't need just to make the minimum credit card.
You know, I like, first, I think this had come up through Congress years ago.
It did. It used to be illegal, but there was enough lobbyists. It was the Senator Chris Dodd in Connecticut was one of the sponsors of the bill. They said you can do this now. They used to not be able to do it. They used to be like, nope, you want the honor of taking credit cards, you've got to pay the fee. So they have one of two options. They can either reverse the charges and add, so they can add the fee that is being charged by the credit card company back to you. So there's like 50 cents or anything, but that's a lot of math. And each credit card company charges a different amount. Each brand, MasterCard, Visa, American Express, and Discover, all charge different percentages. And so they said, well, in that case, we can do a minimum. They'll absorb the fee, but it has to be worthwhile for them to absorb the fee. Yeah, I get it. And it hurts small businesses because that's usually the people that are doing this. But at the same time, I resent not having cash in my pocket, needing a water or a soda or something, and walking out with a candy bar or two that I do not need.
So, and I don't think it's necessarily just the credit card companies. I think they are doing some of it, but I also think it's the processors.
Oh, absolutely. And when I say, I'm
not defending credit card companies. To get me wrong, there's like layers. And
there's layers. There's layers.
Like, a good way around it. Like, if we both Providence Improv Guild, and when you walk in, there's a QR code there. People can go in and scan and pay with Venmo. And Venmo doesn't have those processing fees. I honestly don't know how Venmo makes their money, but hey, I wish more businesses accepted Venmo.
I can tell you how Venmo makes their money. Would you like to know?
Yes.
They're counting on you not transferring the money out of your account. They're earning interest on it.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that too.
I'm actually pretty fine with that. But like, I wish there was a way that it would be easier for businesses to let you pay with something like Venmo or Cash App. And
yeah, I think there's other ways to monetize. I mean, credit card company gets it in so many ways. They get the processing fees, they get the transaction fees, but then they also get your fees if you don't pay off the balance. And most of them charge an annual, right? Like they charge incredible interest if you're late. So they are not hurting for money.
Yeah, like credit card to me, that's like one of the businesses, like a casino or like a bank. You can't help but make money with it. You're just dealing in straight money. You're just dealing in cash. With credit cards, it's, when are they losing money? I guess when people do credit card fraud, if they eat it, I don't even know if they fully eat it when that happens. I will say,
they sell the debt. If they have all those algorithms and like, all right, Ian Martin's a deadbeat, but somebody's willing to buy his debt for like $500. And then if they can get more than $500 out of me, the new person, they've made money. But they're doing is betting Ian won't pay $2,000 back, but he'll play $800 back.
Yeah, it reached a point where like I like the convenience and everything like that, but
but what they don't know, Jerrod, is it's a shitty bet to buy my debt. It's a shitty bet because I am an expert at avoiding phone calls. If someone knocks on the door, I hit the deck like air raid sirens are coming on, because they will not find me. That is a sunk cost for them. and I pride myself on it. I go from a long line of credit dodgers. My parents taught me well, and I take my pride in it. So good luck. My debt. That's a fool's bet, creditors.
Yeah. Just over the years, find a little extra ways to like squeeze another dime out of everything.
That's it. That's it. Now, can I buy a car? Absolutely not. My credit score is in the toilet, but I won.
I have a really good credit score because I do not let them get a dime of interest fees from me. I pay my entire credit card off every single week.
Yeah, I'm with you now. My younger Ian, I want to go back and throttle him and be like, but now it's like ridiculous. Like I pay a lot of bills with my credit card to earn the points. And I'm telling you, the minute a bill gets paid, like my cable bill, I go right on and pay it off. Like I don't even wait for the grace period or anything. I am like, boom, because I just want the points, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I have a couple more of these. Let's see. Oh, John Mulaney's Baby J special is worth watching. And what I learned from it, it is entirely about his drug abuse intervention and recovery. And what I learned is addiction is bad. Addiction and being rich are unbelievably horrible combo. Like the trouble you can get into when money is not an object in buying your drugs is amazing. So came out last night. I watched it last night. It's excellent. I wish him well. I don't know. It's very early in his recovery, but we'll see.
I'm sure it has its own, if you're very rich and you have an addiction, you can always feed that addiction very easily.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure. And John Mulaney, I'll go past to because I think he's ridiculously talented. But, it's kind of reminds me of like the rich person's kids who some of them turn out well, but a lot of it's like I can do cocaine for the rest of my life and afford to do it.
Well, that's the thing, because like he could afford to stay on cocaine, so he didn't get into opioids because opioids are I can't afford cocaine anymore. I need something, so let me start. Usually with a pill, and then it turns into heroin. Like that's the poor person's path. Mulaney was able to, pay $60,000 a month on his cocaine habit or whatever.
When you're poor and addicted, you're eventually going to find yourself in jail. I mean,
yeah,
because you don't have that money. You're going out doing things that are illegal. Some things fairly and some things unfairly illegal to go out and earn that money, but they're still illegal. It's still the way the justice system works. In this country.
And this is the thing. I think we all know that and know the stories and that sort of thing. Because of that, I'm like watching this. I started watching it as a poor person's, what I would imagine the lens of somebody that have heard a lot of stories about addiction and being poor and what you'll do to get your next fixed and everything. And then they have somebody that has resources. Holy crap. Like it is, it's the struggle. It's amazing he's not dead because there's no barrier from him getting the drugs. He has the money to get them. And Jesus Christ, it was amazing. It's a very, very interesting and funny. It really did have a lot of humor.
Yeah, I'm sure it's absolutely entertaining. I may end up going and watching it. I don't have,
yeah.
Like I think of like the Robert Downey Jr. Like he did a lot. He did a little time in
And I really appreciate it because he talks about his intervention and it was all famous people. So I was like, oh, this must be really interesting. Like
so and I like Robert Downey Jr. quite a bit, but he kind of became America's sweetheart superhero as Iron Man after going out and doing it. And I don't say I have to shit on people who have addictions or anything.
No.
I certainly don't feel that way at all. And I don't want to turn the vibe on all of this. Maybe it's because I'm tired. I'm getting all serious about
you're fine. You're
topics
fine.
that are there. But like you said, it's like such a different experience between being rich and addicted and being poor and addicted. When you're rich and addicted, you can die of the addiction. When you're poor and addicted, you can die of the things you do to try to feed them.
Right. Like you're yes, you have way more danger in your life, not only the drugs, but everything you're doing to get the drugs, the people you're associating with. You're not living a safe life in any aspect, right? And the other thing is, I mean, he didn't really go into it, but he clearly was at a good rehab center too. Like he had the money to go to like he got to keep his cell phone. I was shocked about that. Like I just, yeah, it was interesting. So just watch it. It's worth it. And it was also filmed in Boston. I always like things that are kind of close by. So I think this might be the last one. Oh yes, my physical size, both my height and my chunkiness.
Girth. Just go with girth.
Yeah, girth. That's where it is so problematic. So it could be a liability. Also, I'm very uncomfortable with it. I don't like going to New York City because I feel like when I sit in a restaurant, I'm taking up too much space. Where space is at a premium, it makes me really conscious of my size. So it really can be a liability, right? However, where it is not a liability is at a concert where you have staked out your space and then you leave to go to the restroom and the party you're with has a hard time saving your space. Coming back and the little 20-year-old 5'4" young, not teenager, but 20-year-old, 20-something, thinking that, oh, I just gained his space and won't give it back. I have no problem whatsoever getting awkwardly close without touching. I don't want to be physically intimidating. However, given COVID, giving everything, just me being that close allowed me to get my space back. And I felt very proud. Did it non-aggressively, wasn't even passive aggressive. It was like, oh, I can fit in that space. You think I'm too big to fit in that space? I will. But now you're going to have to live with my close proximity. And that was something she was unwilling to do. The attraction of a good space that I had gotten there early and reserved, I won out. So I needed to, that was a very rewarding moment. And using that, and I don't want it to sound like I intimidated. I didn't make eyes. I don't think she knew I was annoyed. I really was like, I can stand behind her. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I didn't do any of that type of stuff, but just I knew she it's too close quarters, and there was plenty of room in this concert. So she deferred back. She still had great view. Like I would have felt bad if I'm the jerk, the 6'1" jerk standing in front of the 5 foot, but that wasn't what happened. She just tried to spread out in the space that I had occupied. So she didn't. So that, that
has me thinking about, like, we try to put ourselves in so many situations in life. I think good people, at least, try to imagine themselves if their life was different. What if my financial status was different?
Right.
What would my life be like then? Da, 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 da. But I think the hardest one for people to really imagine is, what would my life be if I was a different height? Because that's such a part of you, and that's part of everything that you experience. Like, really tall people always feel really tall. Really short people always feel really short. Like, it have to be the super unusual situations. Like somebody who's 6'3" but plays in the point guard in the NBA, where in part of their world they're like one of the smallest people around. Then in the rest of the world, they're one of the tallest people around. Like, those are the only people I think who could ever truly understand that dichotomy. I can't imagine what it would be like to go through life as a really short person or as a really tall person.
Well, and that was the other thing. Like,
fathom it.
But Jerrod, this is the other thing, and this is how. Like, I was with my good friend Greg, who is also very tall and a bigger guy, right? And I understand we are like a wall. So what we did was we went all the way to the right-hand side of the venue, so that even if you were stuck behind us, you're going to be turned and we're not going to be directly in front of you, no matter where we stand. We also didn't go right up front. We could have stood right on the barrier, but we both recognized that's not good for anybody. Like we're not. I mean, if I was really a fan and I paid $1,000 for these tickets, I'd feel a little bit more entitled. But it was general admission show. we found a place that we could be comfortable and not feel like we're in the way. So it was just really strange. There was plenty of space for this woman to really carve out her niche and get as good a view, but she moved up and then over towards us, taking my space altogether, right? and we had, so the way this venue is, this is the College Street Music Hall in New Haven. There's the floor, and then there's a raised level with railings in front of you and behind. So my gut was against the railing. So I'm behind the people on the floor, but I'm raised up and I can see. So, and there's still plenty of room on the floor. So we're not like, you should be able to step to the right. If I'm at all in your way, you should still be able to see the stage. Because I find it obnoxious when there are people taller than me, and I find it obnoxious when someone stands right in front of me and they're like 6'5", and they're being a jerk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm hypersensitive about, hyper aware, I should say, about the space that I occupy.
Yep.
And I think that as time has gone on, more people have become that way. So it really blows my mind when I run into people who like have no concept of it at all. I remember this was years and years ago with my old girlfriend. We went to this one concert. It was a little one. It was like this cover band that did all these 80s songs, and like people go dress up like it was from the 80s. And you're out there, you're dancing. This is me dancing there. We're out there dancing. And there was this one couple, and it was really the woman in the couple, like little tiny thing. But when she would dance, like she danced and like sit there moving back until she'd be bumping into people all the time. Did it to us a bunch of times. Like finally, my girlfriend was like, "Why don't you go dance over there?" And we're watching her do the same thing. Like no awareness at all of the space that she was taking. And the fact that I still remember this, this was over 10 years ago. It was probably 11, 12 years ago, and I still remember it.
Yeah. I've actually like when someone's noticeably shorter than me and they're having a hard time because of me, I've often said, let's just switch. You go in front of me, I'll be behind you. And it doesn't, the view is the same, but people like really get like, this is my space, or I'm going to angle for the best space. Everybody else be damned. And I'm like, it blows my mind. It blows my mind.
I got to ask, is your network kind of like glitching, or do you have hiccups?
I have the hiccups.
Okay.
You know what it is? It's the damn candy bar I had to eat because I had to use my, it's coming back on me. I got Junior Mints. Yeah, so it's a minty back. And I got to keep, it said to use these slides, I had to keep this last slide in.
Nice. Now we know what it was that you used. It comes with a handy little hint at the beginning.
There it is.
Start your slideshow here.
Slides go. So, yeah. So that's my segment called Ian's Island of Introspection. And I'm a fan of alliteration, so I had to go with that title.
We're all glad that you did.
I know. So, all right, plugs, what do you got?
Plugs. So this Friday, I'm going to be performing at Bring Your Own Improv at the Warwick Center for the Arts, 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. So come on out. I don't think I have any shows on Saturday, but I will still be at the Providence Improv Guild. So come on out, because I'm always going to be out there pushing for Pig, 7 p.m., 9 p.m. on Saturday. And even if, Friday at 8 p.m., make sure you're going to Pig too if you're not coming to see me. But come on out. You never know. As we're getting close to the end of the team shakeup, a lot of teams need subs.
Yeah. So I have absolutely nothing to plug because I am taking next week off because I have it's commencement week at Johnson Wales. So I got events on Thursday and Friday. Actually, I'm lying a little. I have an event on Friday, but I'm also going to see Guardians of the Galaxy on that Friday night. I can't. Nice. I'm so excited. But anyways, I'll do this plug because I know that we have Pig people that watch. We do have an all-team practice on Saturday, and I will be there.
That's right.
I'd love to see some folks I haven't seen in a long time. That's one of the perks about these all-team practices. You get to see people you don't see as often. So
yeah,
I will be there from 4 to 6, and who knows? I may stay for a show or two afterwards. May get some Dirk's barbecue. No. Hey, I went to Moon. This is a Providence. This is a very specific regional. Went to Moonshine Alley, a new Western restaurant. They had some barbecue on the menu. I had some pulled pork. Not too shabby. But they really they had great drinks. I had a couple of cocktails and they were really good. So,
talking about Providence food, there's a restaurant that I'd gone to that had shut down for a while. You're renting the space. The building, there's a fire in the building, and the guy owned the building. Took a long time to build it back. I thought it was gone forever, but it is back. It's called Jahunger.
No, I don't know this one.
Huh?
I don't know it.
Yeah, so it's I want to make sure I pronounce it. Uigurian. So you know is it Uruguay province of China, Western China. That's the food that they do there, like handmade noodles, and it is. I went there once and I was blown away by how good it was.
What neighborhood is it in?
I don't know any of the Providence neighborhoods. Jahunge.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up. I'm always, because I work there, I'm always looking for a great new place to try out. So
I was really blown away by that place. It was so good.
Yeah. Ian and Jerrod's Providence recommendations.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So nothing plugged for me except, oh my God, my level 2 is amazing. So I will say that. We're gonna have a good showcase on January.
January, huh?
Yeah, January.
That's a long level. June. Right. Good by the time you're done.
Yeah, I like to do a real slow burn with my classes. So they're yearly classes. They're 52 weekers. No, we're gonna do June 3rd and June 9th, Saturday the 3rd and June 9th, which is a Friday. So nice. I think I'm really partial to our level 2 because they're really, really starting to understand humor and what makes things humor and how to find it and play with it. So and they're already like mastering the concepts. I just did my 3rd week and I'm like, good God, like, yeah, I'm flying through it. We're just doing reps.
Like a proud dad.
Yeah, I love teaching. I love it. So anyways, so a lot of good stuff coming up. So cool. All right. Anything else?
That is everything. I'm ready for bed.
All right. We'll see everybody in 2 weeks. We'll be in May. Good God. So I'll see you on Saturday, my friend.
Right on.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.